Gotta love Sierra. She's amazing. But, you know, yeah, we're going to focus on the game. We're going to see exactly what's going to happen here with SLR versus Team X. We're going to see the surprises, Cozy, that we were actually talking about before. But, you know, in the general rounds, just kind of this default to get information.
Yeah, I think they're just going to be feeling each other out. They have not versed each other before. So these first couple rounds are just there to see how each team plays, if they have that defensive aggression or if they have that fast, explosive attack. And it looks like we will be getting a bit of an explosive attack on the B side.
Yeah, it really does here for Team X. You can see they're already pushing out right through, and unfortunately for Taro, just cannot hit the shot. There's too many players regathering themselves here, and you can already see it, Team X getting themselves onto the site. The spike completely planted, so now it's just the retake that has to occur here for SLR.
A little bit of a oopsie from Team X is just the fact that they didn't get that elbow control, and that might be unfortunate for them because that's a key position to have in this retake, and they are absolutely taking full control. Mo left on her lonesome in a 1v2 situation.
Oh, yeah, but Mo gets the first. It still is possible. You can see both, though, on SLR are going to peek together, and it's that teamwork that does allow them to get this first round in. It was a beautiful round, Cozy.
Yeah, I think that was super well played by SLR. They maintained that elbow control, and on a post plant is so huge, and you can overwhelm the defenders trying to get that like post plant. And unfortunately, it didn't really work in their favor.
Unless that clutch could have came up with the double peak. Once again, like I said, the teamwork working out perfectly. But within this round, we can see the move up, the Viper wall there in order to gain control of U-Haul. Leah knows that and is going to be a little bit cautious, throwing out that paint shell. No damage done, really. But Zayla is going to counter that, clear out that corner, and allow themselves to push forward. It's the Trailblazer that's going to stop, and all this stall potential that is taking place right now. SLR playing this perfectly, keeping back the players, but now it is. Here you can see it, the teamwork once again going to be taking place, and already 2 picks down. Team X having it out for SLR in a 3v3 situation. But let's not forget, we have the Spectres here for SLR Cozy.
That was just so well done. They overwhelmed Mo sitting in U-Haul with that poison cloud. Once it went down, they just attacked in that moment, and that was just so well played. But already we have a retake coming out. It's from SLR.
Yeah, and we talked about a lot of pressure that could have been made, but I feel like the only pressure that we see is the people themselves on Team X here. You know, more so SLR having that pressure back with their Brimstone stun, with their smokes, with their raised nades, and I feel like I'm seeing a lot of that come into play here. But Tara has to be able to clutch this up. That's the one, the other left, and it's Azayla peeking a little bit too aggressively. Some damage down. No, but it's the right click that needs to occur. It's not going to happen. Instead, Taro is going to clutch it up, and oh, that could have been so winnable if Azayla hadn't taken those aggressive pushes. Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of a given with the second round for SLR, especially since they had the Spectres. So you would assume that with that round, that bye round, that it would work out. I mean, a beautiful Red Bull clutch for Taro, was able to take it home. We can see the 2-0 TMX having the advantage this time around with these weapons. Now we're just waiting along. Trailblazer could get a really good hand amount of information. I mean, they can already see, hey, I didn't see anybody on the site. Let's try to aggress for this. And now we see those smokes, you know, all of that vision obscured, and it's divided into 3 parts, which is what I like, because now that's going to allow the push up. But was it a good idea for Team X? It seems like they're having a hard time aggressing onto the site. Now as it goes, I mean, everybody on SLR grouping up together, able to play together as well. And it's the constant teamwork, it's the constant util pushback that I keep seeing from SLR.
That was beautiful retake, played to perfection with lesser guns as well. Thrifty round at that.
Of U-Haul, taking that control of showers, and not only that, kind of just assisting each other with that util so that they can peek together and have that advantage at the same time. Not kind of doing it blindly, but here we have it.
Wow.
I mean, perfect. It's the pushback once again. Beautiful stall. That first pick coming out from SLR, and they have that advantage. They have that util to use, and it's unfortunate not playing for that anti-flash. It's going to be a punishment here for Team X.
Just the synergy between Chobo and Fawn was perfection just then. The fault line as well as the guiding light just to push, and now they have Spike in hand just to hold down. And Team X have to pick up the pieces of what happened and be long.
Yeah, but Team X is not giving up be long after 2 players were down. Seems like the other 2 are looking for a fight, want to get that vengeance, but will it happen already? 3 players. You can see it on the B site of SLR, and they're waiting for the perfect moment because they do have that spike. They know they have the upper hand, and it's going to have to be Mo to try to get that flank, but it does seem like Azala is able to get the TP through. Oh. But CC is able to get the trade. We do see SLR, though, is able to win out this round, and it is very hard for Team X in this moment in time. I mean, it's just more so, once again, just the util from SLR.
They just need to work on that kind of combination of util, and as I say, Terry does get that opener.
Yeah, and you want to see that from a chamber as well. You want to see that aggressive push with the op so that you can get that rendezvous through. It works out nice because that first initial pick going over to SLR, now it's a 2v4, and the numbers just keep getting lower and lower every round at the start for Team X. They're having a really difficult time. The angle being held here with Terra watching, and they know this. They know the op is there, so they have to be cautious. It's going to be Brimstone on Team X peeking. Now SLR attempting to take it, but it is Chobo closing it out with a classic. And it's the constant back and forths, I feel like. Not really. It honestly is just SLR. 5-0. That's a really big gap for Team X, especially like this. And it's almost flawless.
These rounds down, and it looks like Team X aren't really using the ults that they've had available even in the previous round.
Yeah, and that would be really nice to see. You know, Cozy, we can see the amount of pressure SLR has with their util. I've said this multiple times, but it's true. It's just Team X that don't know how to use theirs to gain that advantage. I mean, you can see, beautiful pain shell. It pressured back. Now they're going to have that flash, and this first possible pick is not going to work, though.
Team flash.
It does seem like, I mean, playing with each other, beautiful. The flash came through. It did seem like SLR was still there, still had that buddy system in place, and was actually able to get the trade out regardless of what happened. But I mean, 1 player down, that's going to be fun. That flash utility, we can still see it. It's possible for Team X, even though the number advantage is there, but Taro is going to have a hard time here. The Headhunter in hand and an Operator, unless they can back off, try to take another angle, possibly to assist. Might just work out, but now it seems like SLR is going to leave Mo all by themselves. 29 health and a Spectre in hand. It does seem like it might just close out, playing together once again, and that's another win.
And it might be just them first game jitters, possibly.
I mean, maybe. We did see Shopify lose the first map to CLG, and they just needed kind of that warm-up, that momentum build-up.
Yeah.
And maybe this is it for Team X. It is the 3rd day. We are seeing Team X be brought, you know, into a new team, into a new day as well. So maybe they haven't gotten that warm-up. But regardless, I mean, you can already see SLR is such a strong force to be reckoned with this early on. And it's a little bit scary for the next games. I mean, even if maybe Team X can bring it back up eventually, if that does happen, then it's a whole different story. But for now, it does seem like Team X is struggling. You can see Chobo is going to push up, and now they're getting ego here. They feel confident. Gonna allow Chobo to regain in a different position, but Zayla has a sneaking suspicion. The flash isn't gonna come through just yet. Nobody there to trade Chobo, and it's unfortunate, but the first person down. This is looking a lot better for Team X. If they're able to continue this reign over SLR, then it looks like it might just work out nice, but the peek comes through. It's going to be Leah, the reload there, and it's unfortunate. That's the punishment down. Viper's Pit allowing everybody on Team X to regain that site, to be able to take control, but it is a nice sandwich here that we are going to be seeing, although a 2v4.
Yeah, as we settle into this retake, 2v4 versus a Viper's Pit. What can you really do? Especially when 3 players are just sitting right in this pit right now, and so does kind of close things out with Fawn here to pick up the pieces, but she does get traded right out into a gun full buy round, and that's what you needed to see. It was a bit of the fault of Chobo pushing towards that box position and that timing as well when she had her flashpoint out, and they capitalized off it. And I love to see that the moment Chobo fell, they were all like guns blazing basically on the B side, and that's what you like to see. You want to see more of this aggression coming out from the attackers.
I have to completely agree with you. You know, it was also, I mean, I feel like another turning point was the fact that there was the Viper's Pit there to be able to be utilized. They were able to gain that site pretty easy. They didn't lose any players, and I feel like it would have been a lot harder if it wasn't there, because nobody knew what to do on SLR. They didn't know how to play with that. They didn't have, you know, that trailblazer to be able to connect as to where people might be hiding, what positions they want to be in. And I mean, it just ended up going downhill from there. But within this round, we can see the A take is looking like the take that SLR wants to go towards. Now the flash comes through. That's kind of the indicator. It is a huge entire util dump on the site that's going to allow Team X to run onto the site to take this one down. And now it's Taro by themselves in the smoke, but an operator in hand. If somebody peeks that, it's going to be dangerous for Taro, though, because, I mean, any wide swing might not work out. It's such a close range for an operator. The spike is down, though. The post plant, you can see it. They're hiding back. They're not going to wait onto the site. They're going to let that control be taken by SLR. It does seem like Azala's doing a really good job at trying to have that hold, but we have the Rolling Thunder come out. Now the only person that can have maybe something to assist the team is going to have to be CC. CC's right down in showers. Nobody's paying attention, but it's going to be Leah that's actually going to completely correct me. And now the Brimstone on the side of SLR. I mean, on the side, my apologies, of Team X isn't able to take it. That was a 3K down